Hello everyone, I am Dr. B. Chandrasekhar, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Design, St. Martin's Engineering College, Hyderabad. So today I am going to give a video lecture on cloud computing. So Captiva Cloud Toolkit. See, the cloud computing is the general term which is provide the services and resources through internet. So whenever we go through this picture, so it provides that all the computing resources are in the form of a pool of computer resources are again in the form of cloud. So where we can access all the resources by using internet. So when we're talking about the definition, we can have the definition in the different forms. So particularly it is the paradigm in the information technology, how the services are organized, the computing resources are organized and accessed. Basically, it provides the services through internet. So as per the on-demand and as per usage, we can pay for it. So coming to the core, the concept of the cloud computing. So it is the technology. So it is a delivery of computing resources through the internet. Here the resources can be anything like the servers, the storage, data and networks. So coming to the key concept, so we have the computing resources can be utilized by organization individuals, so as per the requirement, so at par, so whatever the way they want. And coming to the key characteristics of the cloud computing, the first characteristic, so is on-demand self-service. The on-demand self-service, whenever we need a particular resource, we can request for the resource and it can be provided based on the subscription. So that's why we are calling it an on-demand self-service. Again also the characteristic is broad network access. The broad network access means we can access the cloud resources from any sort of network. So it may be mobile network or it may be any other network. So the third is the resource pooling. Resource pooling means so everything in the cloud is as a resource, all are provided, so whatever the way we want. So somebody wants some sort of the resources and we can make it as a collection. Like this, we can have our own set of resources, we can subscribe for it and we can make use of it. So the next is rapid elasticity. The rapid elasticity stands for, here elasticity means, so depend upon the demand, whatever we need. Today, so we want only few resources and very next minute we want more resources because of the usage of the users or against the demand of the service. So then what we can do is we can subscribe whatever the way want automatically. So we can reduce the size and also we can increase the size of the resources. And the fifth one is measured service. The measured service is nothing but here we are making use of the services in such a way that we can pay whatever the services or resources we use, that is pay as per usage. So it means that we have went for only few resources right now and we can pay only for those resources for that particular amount of usage. So there is nothing but the measured service. So coming to the motivation, here we have for every technology there is some sort of the motivation, the concepts. When we are talking about the motivation, the cost efficiency is the first. It means that whenever we want any computing resources, first thing is, so we can procure them. If you are owning them, we have to invest something. But here the cost efficiency is without owning and without procuring ourselves, we can make use of all the computer resources based upon the subscription. So it means that here procuring the resources having more cost and subscribing and making use of them is so less cost. That's why here main motivation for the cloud computing is the cost efficiency and also the scalability and flexibility. Just now we discussed the scalability means here depend upon, say when we're talking about results or when we're talking about peak of the reservations. So in festival moment the reservation system is again busy and specific days the banks are busy. So in that case we need the more resources. So here we can subscribe the resources so based upon the need and soon after some time again we can reduce the size of the resources. That is so what it is showing the scalability and flexibility. And The next important motivation is here accessibility and collaboration. Here we can access the computing resources from anywhere else through internet. Say, for example, a particular student has prepared something for project and he forgot the laptop at home. But if the same thing is available in the Google Cloud, which is a cloud service, the cloud storage service, they can access it. So anywhere else from his friends or it some other device like that. So that's why here it provides accessibility and collaboration. So this is the main motivation for the cloud computing. And one the other is the performance and the reliability. We know that we are procuring, they are subscribing the resources in such a way that whatever the best. So here the system can be implemented using whatever the sort of resources. So there we can get the reliability and efficiency and security and compliances. The basically the security deals with, so all the data and resources are again at third party, that is the cloud service providers, and the data is stored in the cloud means again there may be chance of so the data security. And environmental sustainability. Whenever we are procuring the resources, here it involves with the cost of the energy. So when we are having the resources, we have to maintain a set of the cooling system for the resources. So that time it is causing some sort of the environmental pollution. So here with reduced the install, I can say so installation of the resources, we can we can use the resources in such a way that so which will help the environmental also. That's why it is the again motivation for the environmental, because here cloud resources are again scattered. If everywhere the resources are there means again we have to provide it there, the power consumption is more and also it will pollute because of heat or whatever the so the cooling system, or I can say so the system we are adapting so to maintain the computing resources. So like this, these are the key concepts which are motivating the cloud computing. And make a look at the picture which shows that how the cloud is organized. Here we can have the data centers where we can keep all the cloud resources so to access for the users. And coming to the cloud servers, again it is connected and served anywhere else. So it may be within the data centers or somewhere else. So this is again cloud computing model. So coming to this, how actually the cloud is organized. Basically, so we can make use of cloud service and deployment models. So to provide or to make the cloud computing is the efficient the technology for information technology services. So when you're talking about this particular picture, it shows that we can organize the cloud so based on the deployment model, that is how these computer resources are organized, and based on the services what it is providing. So we will discuss each one right now. So deployment model, so it involves with how that is public cloud. The public cloud is nothing but, so the cloud services are meant for public, anybody can use them. And the other model is so the private cloud, that is the private cloud is nothing but the cloud resources are meant for a particular organization. The organization can utilize them. So like this we can have the other model which is called hybrid cloud. Here some of the resources are again public and some of the resources are again private, because so when you're talking about confidentiality, so we can keep the data with ourselves, so that cannot be shared with them. That's why yes, some of the resources are again the private and some of the resources are public. So like this we can have the model of hybrid. And the deployment model is so the community cloud. So basically depend upon the organizational needs. So we can form the different communities, and the resources are meant for the particular community only. So like this here we can organize the cloud computing. One is the public cloud, the private cloud, hybrid cloud and community cloud. And based upon the services that is going to provide, we are making use of the different service models. Based upon the service it is providing, it's called the infrastructure as service. When you're talking about infrastructure, all cloud servers and the network and the storage comes under the infrastructure. So basically, so this is known as the infrastructure as service. And the other model is known as the platform as service. In the platform as service, it can provide the hardware as well as the software tools so that people can use this platform to develop. So whenever a particular student wants to develop a particular software or application, but you don't have the resources, then what he can do is he can make use of cloud, he can subscribe for whatever the amount of time he needs, so that so we can invest less with the less amount of investment. He can make use of development of the applications by using the cloud service, that is platform as service. Basically the platform provides some sort of framework to develop and test the applications. Okay, the other is the software as service. We know that many people wants to develop something and the people wants to prepare a chart effectively, and then we don't have the software. So in that case what we can do is we can make use of the cloud softwares in such a way that we can make use of that particular application in that particular purpose, and we can complete that task efficiently. Just like the Canva. The Canva is again a software which makes use by the different people for providing different documentation. So like this here, based upon the services we can organize them, but whereas the services other than these also known as the other service models, especially some of the cloud service providers provide only data as a service, then and the disk as service. Sometimes they can make use of a particular the resource as a service. This is called other service models. But basically the service models are classified into three. One is the infrastructure as service, platform as service, and software as service. And coming to the pros and cons. So here we can make use of the cloud computing because of its advantages. The one is cost efficiency. So here cheaper by buying. Say whenever we want to make use of computing resource at our own, what we can do is we can procure them by purchasing. If you want to procure by purchasing, we have to invest. So it may be but whereas some applications we need the computing resource for a shorter period, and purchasing itself is again cost effective. So that's why we can subscribe them in such a way that whatever the computing resources I want for this particular purpose for a particular period, I can subscribe using the cloud computing services. That's why it is so very good advantages. Because of that, nowadays many of the applications are run under the cloud computing. And increased flexibility. Already we discussed flexibility means the variation whatever the way we want. I want the data and the other resource, the virtual machine with the more amount of data, and it can be a particular the network. Like this we can make use of the flexibility of the computing resources. We can subscribe whatever the way we want. And other is improved disaster recovery. So if particular system fails, but how to recover? Instead of going for the backup, here we can have the recovery mechanism so that we can overcome the recovery. So when you're talking about the scalability is nothing but whatever the size of resources we want, so we can scale them as per the need, as per the demand. So this is how we can, these pros are providing the cloud computing as a big change in the infrastructure, information technology. And similarly it can also have some sort of the disadvantages called cons. Especially we know that all the computing services are provided through internet. If the internet is not stable, then we may not use the cloud computing service. And cost potentiality depend upon the demand. Some of the service may become the more costly to utilize. And also it requires the additional trust at a risk. So these are the different pros and cons of the cloud computing. And coming to the benefits, we have so many benefits because of that. So nowadays all the information technology, using our information technology industry itself is using the cloud computing. So in all our different applications, that is the cost efficiency, the scalability, and also the disaster recovery, accessibility and collaboration, and automatic updates. Automatic update means whenever there is a change in the application, if you want to update it, so here the user may not be need to update it. Automatically the service provider will take care of the updates. Okay, so this is one of the benefits of the cloud computing usage. And coming to what are the different challenges that can be addressed. So one is the security and privacy. The other one is the downtime. So if the system is not able to, whenever there are some natural calamities or disasters, that time, so it is a risk of recovering from that. And limited control and flexibility. We know that all the cloud computing services are provided by the cloud service providers. Here servers also provided by the service providers. Here the user cannot have any sort of the control over the accessibility or so the thing like the limited control and flexibility. And coming to the vendor lock-in, if you want to migrate the applications from one cloud, right now this particular cloud, Amazon Azure, is cheaper, and I felt that I subscribed and my applications are developed according to that and I am using. But whenever the other cloud service is again cost effective, then I want to migrate, that time it's very difficult for migrating the applications and data. So whenever we want to change that. That is vendor lock-in is one of the one of the key challenge. And coming to the future trends in the cloud computing. So one is edge computing. So that is bringing the computation and data storage closer so that they can make use of the by improving the response time. And coming to the other, that is artificial intelligence and machine learning. One of the key, the advancement in different the technological industry is the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. And there is serverless computing. The serverless computing means here we cannot, the servers are nothing but here a particular computing resource, a virtual machine is providing the service. So the same services can be provided by the other systems. So that's why here we cannot say that a particular resource is a server and like is a client like. Yeah, the one of the future trend is hybrid and multi-cloud strategies. Here we can make use of the different set of the cloud resources from multiple clouds. So we can subscribe one resource from a particular the cloud service provider and the other resources from the different cloud services. That's why it will support the organization, the individual. So to subscribe according to his needs or according to the organizational needs. So that is what the hybrid and the multi-cloud support. And finally we can have the increased focus on the security. There are so many the enhanced security mechanisms are provided by the cloud service provider so that the no need to worry about the security of the data and also the security of the organizational information. So this is what the future trending of the trends in the cloud computing. And the talking to the next is what are the different applications. When you're talking about applications, here we can make use of the cloud computing in many different applications like the data storage and backup. Nowadays, many of the students or many of the people are using the Google Cloud. What is the Google Cloud? Again, it is a cloud service as a data storage. So here it will provide, so we can save our data, we can upload the files into the Google Drive and we can access from anywhere else. So even though the computer, laptop, you can say having, so again some sort of drawback, so we can access the cloud from the different devices so that we can save the files and data into the cloud. And the big data analytics, here it provides a lot of tools for the big data analysis when you're talking about COVID. So here the cloud computing provides a lot of information to share among the resources, and so that they can make aware of what the things are going on and what are the different research done previously on about that. So like this here it provides, so we can track the data and also we can analyze the data and we can make use of this analyzed data for a particular purpose. And software development and testing, there are so many tools are available so that we can make use of and we can tailor them according to the needs of the organization. So again we can test whatever the applications we have developed, so by using the cloud computing. And website and application hosting. So nowadays many of the students and many of the people are developing many of the websites and they are hosting into the cloud so that they cannot make use of any sort of the hardware and the maintenance of the system, so that we can make use of the cloud resources, so to deploy and maintain the services. And machine learning and artificial intelligence, again there are so many tools are available, we can make use of them and we can use them efficiently in our the different applications. And like Internet of Things, one of the buzzword, so where so we have interconnected different resources and analyze it, and we can make use of the IoT application efficiently in different areas. And coming to the virtual desktops and e-commerce healthcare. Right now the e-commerce is again big trend. So basically this is helping us so to keep our the business applications so that we can provide the infrastructure to do our business, especially when you're talking about the governments. So we can make use of this particular platform and we can sell so using the different platform like so Amazon and Flipkart like. So and also it provides education and e-learning. So we have the many different resources so to study and to learn about the different areas of the technology. And the financial services, nowadays many of the people are using cloud computing services like so analyzing the data. When we're talking about the finance analysis, that is what we can say share market, and many of the tools are providing what the trend at the particular minute, so that it will help the investors so to take a decision so what to do, so to do some sort of investment. So like this we have the many different applications like medical and entertainment. So nowadays so there are many the OTT applications so that we can subscribe a particular resource or a particular the entertainment tool. There can sometimes we can go for the games, online games like. So this is all about the different applications of the cloud computing. And the coming to the tool what we are going to discuss is the Captiva Cloud Toolkit. So we know that many of the tools are available. One of the tool which is used to easily develop the applications and test the applications, that is the Captiva Cloud Toolkit. Basically this was developed by the EMC. EMC stands for so Egan, Marino and Curly founders. So basically so EMC choose the cloud computing is the ideal solution to reduce the complexity and optimization of the cloud resources. Here it provides a set of modules. These modules are helping us so to develop the applications at the less amount of the time. So this is particularly we can make use of few modules which are provided within the Captiva Cloud Toolkit. The one is the scan. The scan is a module which are used to import the data from any particular resource. So this is an entry point for so whenever we are developing a web application, we want to import, so add some data, we can make use of scan. So we can scan so from any sort of source. So that is one of the module, so to enter the data into the applications. And the other is the MDW, that is multi-directory watch, where we can make use of the different sort of the directories to load a particular file into the application. That is multi-directory watch is providing the different options. You can so go the drop by using the desktop, or we can use by using internet, or we can use the from drive or some other storage element like this. So this is what the MTW is. And third one is image enhancement. When we're talking about making the applications more efficient and more effective, the sum of the data may not be available. You want to more creative, so we want to make use of some of the pictures which are old and which are not clear. Then what we can do is we can use this so image enhancement module to enhance the picture so that we can blur it, we can highlight it, we can so brighten it. So this is so how it helps so to keep the images into the applications. And the other is indexing. Indexing data capture is again one of the module, so where we can keep and capture the key data into the applications. So the other one is export. Export is the one of the exit point where we want to get the reports from the applications or from the source. Then we can use this the export module so that so it can send the data relating to the particular task into a file or into a drive or into so online application like. So this is all about the Captiva, the cloud toolkit, which helps for development of the applications, web applications, so in such a way that it will reduce the amount of time that is required so to develop the application. And next, so we will make use of a small video which enhance the insights of the cloud computing. Yeah. So whenever we are using the different set of computing resources, if the particular resource, say a laptop, so here, so again is having some sort of the damage or the data is corrupted. So all the data whatever we are using so may not be recovered. In that case, so we will feel some sort of the, so what we can say, tense. So to overcome this, what we can do is we can keep all the data and files in the cloud in such a way that we can access and we can safely secure it from anywhere else. And coming to this, yeah, the cloud computing is nothing but it is stored and run on the cloud the data and applications in such a way that so we can make use of all the computing resources like the servers. When you're talking about server, so the server is nothing but it's a high-end computer, so which can provide the execution of the different set of applications at high speed, and it will provide the resources and services to the other computers. So basically here the clients are the again computers which are requesting the so resources, and the server is the again a computer which is providing the services. So like this, so we can make use of servers so as the service providers, so to perform the computation as well as to provide the data, so like this. When you're talking about the server, so server is an high-end computer where we can access the servers from any sort of the computing device. So here the servers are again like a set of the computing resources, so made into the different locations called data centers. So this is the sample for the data center. So again the cloud means it includes all the computing resource together as a pool. The cloud is a term used, so online storage. So here the individual computer so can access any set of resource. Here all the data that is stored into the cloud can be accessed by using several set of the tools or computing the devices. Here the process of the using the internet, that is here whatever the services that is provided, it can be based on the internet. So here this is a diagram where this particular cloud is in the resource of different computing resources. We can make use of them in different applications by using different sort of the end users. So when we're talking about cloud storage, again this is the storage where we can keep our files, so and we can load the files into the cloud and we can access them anywhere else, so we can protect them by so we can save the files in a particular the laptop, or you can say the USB pen drive, whatever we can say. If it is corrupted, what happens? So we may lose the data, but when you are loading into the cloud, these are stored online. That's why here we can make use of this the cloud data as a resource so that we can retrieve the data from anywhere else. So here, so we can free up the space of the laptops by sending the information onto the cloud, so that we can make use of the cloud storage, so to free up the data from the laptops like. So here access, we can, the advantages, we can access it from anywhere else, and there are different sort of the cloud storage providers like Google Drive, one of the most commonly used along with Gmail, and Dropbox, OneDrive and iCloud. So these are the different the cloud storage providers stores data in a secured way, in such a way that the people can users can access from anywhere else. So whenever we are making use of some sort of projects, so these projects can be uploaded and wherever we want we can download. If you want to say some sort of project to the presentation, so we can make use of this in some other areas. Like this, we can make use of all the computing resources together as a service through internet. So this is, so when you're talking about cloud, the cloud computing nothing but going to a restaurant. Basically what happens, the traditional computing is you're cooking at home. So we need a lot of procurement, and we have to prepare our own, and we have to serve, and we need several tasks. When you're talking about going to the restaurant, so here it will provide whatever we want. We can subscribe whatever we want, and we can pay whatever we use. Similarly, cloud computer resource also utilize pay as per uses. So thank you.